If your name is Kiari Smith and you live in Atlanta, Georgia, or like the surrounding Atlanta area, you sold this plus size girl some food stamps, and this morning I think she said like you sold her like 600 of food stamps, which means she got it for 300, which you're really not supposed to do, but whatever. She went to the register with like 4 baskets and she was trying to pay for her groceries, and either the pen you gave her not working or you reported that card as lost or stolen after she sent you the 300. She done told the whole store how she finna call the state on you. You finna go to jail for selling food stamps. You're not supposed to be doing that. She was in there 38 hot. She knocked over 2 big ass carts. $300 gone. But you know what else is finna be gone? You. She has your food stamp card and she has your text messages. She was going off. They called the police up in there.
Imagine if you're the person that works at the supermarket, you see this big jackass literally dancing in front of the counter. You'll be like, listen, if you don't get out of here before I throw some ice and cool you down. Like, what? Just making crab legs just look so bad. Hi.
The only reason I didn't record this is because my phone was dead. So yeah, Kiari Smith, you're going to jail. Why would you do that? And you know this lady got your food stamp card, your full name, and the text messages and your number. Girl, you finna go to jail. The state finna, Georgia State, they finna come get you. I promise you. I'm scared for you. Free Kiari. And you better not let that lady catch you.
She was going in for them crab legs and seafood, boy.
Like a person who not accustomed to anything. I must say, she acts as if she's not accustomed to nothing. But here's the thing, right? This young lady who narrated the video for us, she was saying that the lady who was dancing like it was a free for all, she paid $300 in cash in order to get $600 in food stamps because it's 50 cents on the dollar.
Correct. And that damn card wasn't working.
She got $600 in food stamps, and I heard she got 3 buggies going on, and she's all happy as you can see, right? Like a clown in a candy store. And guess what happened? She get up there with her 3 baskets, and she swiped that card and put that pin in, and try again. I know the number she gave me. I know this number. I probably put it in wrong. Let me check my phone.
No, well, she said,
but
ain't this a bitch?
Let me tell you something. I know she was pissed because she thought she was about to go home and eat some seafood boil, baby. She thought she was about to eat that seafood boil. I know her tongue was salivating.
She about to turn on the camera and do a seafood boil.
Mukbang, here we come, baby.
Not today, bitch.
Not today. Let me tell you something. First of all, the young lady was saying that the person who sold her the food stamps is going to be in trouble. How about the person who purchased it? Because the transaction was mutual.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
You send her something knowing damn well you was doing something wrong in order to receive something from the recipient who was also doing something wrong. So let me tell you something. Both of y'all little asses
going to jail.
Or should I say one big ass, and I ain't see the other ass, but let me tell you something, y'all going to jail because you can't do that shit. You can't do that shit. And what really gets me with a particular community, or not even a particular community, culture,
Typical
because
suspects.
You see, it's not just the blacks doing it, but you got some white people doing it as well.
But
and it's more of a lower type of community that's doing it, right? Because you got great people in all communities. So when it comes down to people doing ghetto and egregious silly stuff,
scammers,
it's not just a particular color, okay? It's a cultural thing, and that's why it's important for people of decency of all races and creeds and ethnicities to just get rid of some of those people and just shun them. You know what I'm saying? Some communities shun with no problem. We need to get on the same bandwagon because there's no way that we got to keep allowing people of no substance and
to get the best of you, man.
Yeah, and people that don't accept accountability. They have a lack of accountability, right? Just put them in a bag by themselves and just turn your back because the embarrassment is real, and continue to do what you do to make yourself, you know what I'm saying, a person of dignity, so to speak. Because this is ridiculous. Even if the transaction happened, why are you out there dancing and acting a fool as if you've never seen food before?
Wow.
And what really pisses me off and really does it for me is the fact that you have senior citizens who have literally dedicated so much time, hard work, and effort and paid into a system, and they're only receiving $10 $10 a month. Reform needs to be had. I got message yesterday from someone who is 82 years young, and she said to me she only gets $10 in food stamps every month, and I was like, oh my goodness. I couldn't fathom I couldn't even figure out what to tell this person.
Correct, yeah.
I really couldn't. I had to sit back, pause for a minute. I liked the video, gave it a little heart. Not the video, but the comment section, the comment. Gave it a like, gave it the little heart, and I had to really think. Because what can you say to a person to soothe their pain at that point?
In comparison to homegirl dancing like she's on a Soul Train seafood award show.
Right.
Just having a ball in that frozen section out.
It's just disgusting. And like I said, reform definitely needs to be had, and I'm glad Trump is in office because I know he's the person to get the job done. And hopefully they could crack down on some of this nonsense that's going on, because it just doesn't make any sense. And before I go, I just want to say, right, I remember there was a particular time when people had so much class and dignity that even if they were receiving governmental or food stamp assistance,
it was discreet.
It was very hidden.
Yep.
Very hidden. I remember going to the store and I would see people, that was the time when they had the actual food stamp in paper form and it came in a booklet.
Yeah, you tear it off.
And people would tear it off so discreetly and hand it to the person behind the counter so quickly.
Yeah, never mind the fact that when you tear it off, everybody knew that noise that it made when you tear it off.
Because it was perforated.
It was perforated.
You could hear it.
So you try to tear that thing off real nice and easy. Somebody don't hear it, or you put your hand over it and make one big snap.
Because I'm going to take y'all back. If you don't know, well, now you know, right?
Yeah.
But let me tell you something. Here's the thing. When it came down to the food stamp book, back in the days, people wanted to, it was like, let's say if it was a book that consisted of $100 in food stamps, right?
Yeah.
And that book may have had 20s and 5s and 10s or whatever in order to equate
it had the ones all the way down to 100.
In order to equate to $100, right? And what people would do is, in order to make their transactional go by much quicker when they get to the store so they don't get caught, is remove all of the
tear it out
all of the
in
paper
advance.
food stamps from the book. So when you go to the store, $10, you just hand it over real quick.
Right.
You ain't got to be up in there tearing neatly so you don't tear the actual food stamp,
that was when everybody knew what that noise was. They was like, okay, I can't do this. I'm going to tear these papers out before I get in there.
So they would actually give it to the person behind the counter, and then they realized there was a lot of fraud going on as far as people giving their food stamps to other people to use who's not on the system.
Yes.
So what did they say? When you come to the store, make sure you bring the book.
And your ID.
No.
No?
When you come to the store, make sure you bring the book.
Right.
Okay. So at that point now, you had no choice but to bring the book and tear it out in front of the cashier.
What an embarrassment.
And when I tell you, we will go to the store and we after school and so on and so forth, because a lot of our friends received it or whatever, in public school and stuff like that. It was like, and sometimes their mom would pick them up so they would have it, or sometimes you just happen to go in the store. It's rush hour. Everybody's in the store. You see, you observe, and you realize what's going on. And what was crazy to me was people had dignity about themselves.
Yep.
They didn't want anybody to see that they were getting such and such. Some people were well kept. Some people looked rough around the edges when you look at them and you don't want to judge, but you knew they were getting it. But still, they didn't want anybody to know.
Yeah.
I am still taken back as far as I'm still taken back as to why is it that people are publicizing this thing like it's like they won the lottery.
Yeah.
You didn't win this thing fair and square. You're getting taxpayers' money, for one. Two, you're slapping people in the face who work hard to support your cause, a cause that your ass shouldn't be in the first place, or a situation that you shouldn't have been in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Now, every situation is different. I'm not going to sit here and say nobody deserves food stamps, because yes, there are people that deserve it, and yes, there are people that fall in hard times. After seeing so much and experiencing so much, it's mind-boggling to me. You know what I'm saying? Where is the respect level? Like, did it all just jump out the window? I mean, I know we're in a different day and age. I'm not oblivious. But anyway, let me know what y'all think. And just leave all of your experiences in the comment section. And I would gladly read them, comment, and get back to you guys.
And of course, I want to know what's your experience on tearing that money out of that book. Were you the one hiding and trying to be quiet about it? Or you just said, fuck it, and tear that shit out, just head?